Quick audio test just to make sure my mic's working. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. What happened to my scene here? There we go. Okay, that's better. Not sure how that one happened. Hello everyone, Pop-Tart here. Welcome back to the Aeroteam channel. I got completely thrown off my intro by my scene getting offset by like half the screen. Anyways, hello, welcome back. We are live in the Airbus A319 here, overlooking from Terminal 1 at London Heathrow. Today's flight will be, let me pull up the information here. This is British Airways 1438, call sign Shuttle 8 Kilo, from London Heathrow to Edinburgh. Flight time's going to be about 50 minutes in total. And, yeah. Load up SimToolkit Pro here, get that connected. Awesome. So, let's see. As for scenery, it's all down in the description and everything. But, this is the Origami, London Heathrow, with Orbx's TrueEarth Great Britain scenery from all the way from here to Edinburgh. Edinburgh is going to be the Orbx scenery as well. And, yeah. In the last stream, I had Traffic Global. Since then, I have had a significant amount of X-Plane issues, and since disabling Traffic Global, I have not encountered them at all. So, the traffic's going to be a bit barren, but that'll have to be until I work out what's going on with that. Hopefully I'll have it back by next stream. But yeah, I'll be having... Yeah, since I last streamed that, and I froze on the runway at Los Angeles for like 15 minutes solid, that's been happening to me in almost every single flight since then. And that is with aircraft that don't have autosave, so it's just... was a loss of the whole flight. And then since disabling Traffic Global, I haven't had that at all. It's been like 2 weeks of just perfect functioning X-Plane, which is lovely. So hopefully I didn't jinx myself here. Part of why I chose the A319 for this flight, though, so that I'd have an autosave in case that happened on stream, which would be highly embarrassing again, but... oh well. Yeah, oh, also, for the A319 here, I'm using the KOSP sound pack developed by HKK, the same sound pack I used in the last stream with the CFM engines, but this time, since that stream happened, it's now been released for the full aircraft fleet and with the IAE engines as well. So, very exciting. They are just beautiful. I love them so much. So, hop into the flight deck here. And we're at stand 520 here at Heathrow, just on the southeast corner of Terminal... Did I say Terminal 1? Oops, that's not Terminal 1, is it? It's Terminal 5, the new terminal. Here's the charts for that here, and there's 520 right on the corner. So it's in the little regional terminal extension, or not terminal extension, but the regional apron down here. So, I'll pop that off there. Let's fire up this aircraft and get going. Got good voltage on the batteries. Give those a punch. Why do I not have volume? Oh, because I muted the volume. Whoops. There we go. Get that fixed. There we go. That's better. Get the external power connected. Hopefully the audio balance is still good for that. It looks like it is on OBS, but let me know if the pats are too loud. Alright, batteries on, external power's connected, get the strobes to auto, nav lights on. Watch the beautiful startup sequence here in the new ToLiss update. Just about a month or so they finally simulated the whole startup sequence. Oh yeah. Alright, clear out that warning. Last little bits here, let's get the Deers to nav, and ground control, crew supply oxygen on. Arm the emergency exit lights, and get no smoking on. I feel like my frame rate's lagging, probably because it is. Ugh, only 20, that's nasty. Hopefully I don't get stuck with too many lag spikes. For some reason, the Heathrow airport here has always been pretty mediocre performance for me. I don't know if it's the airport or Orbx. It's probably both. But, oh yeah, my VRAM's capped out. Yep. Ah, well. Hopefully it should be able to at least run real-time. It can get even... well, yeah, X-Plane 12 performs a lot better now, especially in 12.06. It can actually maintain real-time. In the first X-Plane betas back last September, I was getting like 15 FPS in some of the major airports. It was just abysmal to land in. Everything was like as sluggish as a 747 in a tiny little A319. But, yeah, so hopefully this will behave itself much more nicely. That would be lovely. So, let's see. Actually, before I get the FMS set up, I should get the aircraft loading here. Let's see, we're looking for 134 passengers with a zero fuel weight of 56.3, 56.4 there, so... Alright, that'll do it, and block fuel is 57.87, round to 5.8, so I have to defuel that there. Alright, get that out of the way. 5.8, get that defueling. Come on, there we go. And it was 8 and 1.3. Yep. And then 134 passengers. Oops. There we go. Alright, refueling caps open. There's the truck pulling up now. And the new ToLiss update, too, has the animated baggage loaders. That's pretty awesome. I'm too cheap for, like, SAM ground handling services or whatever, so it's awesome to have things like that integrated in the base aircraft. Alright, pop down here to the init page. We are flying from London Heathrow to Edinburgh. Get the IRS aligned. Grab a wind request as well. Alternate's going to be Manchester. And call sign again, shuttle 8 kilo. Come on, there we go. Cost index of 12, cruising at flight level 360. And for the flight plan here, we'll be departing out runway 27 left, that's where they're departing from right now in Heathrow, on the Umlaut 1 Golf. There it is. From Umlaut, it'll be the Tango 418 to Welland. Welland, there we go. Then Tango 420 to Tango November Tango. I believe that's the Trent VOR. I'm not sure though, I'll have to look that up again. Upper November 57 to Papa Oscar Lima. Is that Pole Hill? I'll have to look that one up again as well. Then Upper November 601 to InPip. And that's going to be straight into the arrival. So, in Edinburgh, we're landing runway 24. It'll be ILS 24 on the InPip 1 Echo. Is Tala the only VOR? Or, not VOR, VIA here? Yeah, I don't think we're using that, though. It'll just be vectors. Yeah, the InPip 1 Echo doesn't transfer at Tala. Alright. Yep, no VIA, and no transition. If I remember correctly, the InPip can be a bit of a pain of an arrival because of all the manual vectoring need to be done on it. At least it has good altitude restrictions for the VNAV, though, but, Yo! Pop-Tart stream! Yeah, the chat is, well, there's about a 30-second to a minute delay between my stream and YouTube. It's a pretty low latency in order to get the higher bitrate. But speaking of which, hopefully that higher bitrate's still holding up. I'll have to have another look at that later. But Okay. Alright. Let's see. Oh, right. Have to have a look at that flight plan here. Alright, here we go. All looking good. I'll just have to make sure to not follow direct from Tartan to the initial approach fix. I don't know why it made that a direct. It should have just been a... Interesting. I wonder if Airbus does that, where if the flight plan, or the arrival plan doesn't end in a vectors, if it just makes it a direct regardless. I thought it would have been a discontinuity if the arrival didn't connect straight into the approach transition, but maybe it doesn't. Interesting. Alright, we're all defueled. I'll pop on the seatbelt signs here. I don't think I can insert a discontinuity either. Yeah, I'll just, I'll vector myself off before then anyways. Alright, pop it back to ARC and pull up constraints. 3 minutes to IRS align. Let's do the safety checks now. So, up top here, engine 1 fire, squibs discharge, engine 1 fire. Squib and APU fire. Squib 1-2, engine 2 fire. CVR test and cargo smoke. Discharge forward aft. Very good. Alright. And lastly, I don't think... Yeah, on the latest version of the ToLiss for some reason, the takeoff config test doesn't do anything. I have absolutely no idea how the real Airbus works with that. It used to be for the longest time that you press takeoff config on the stand, and the slats flats would go off, and I'm used to following that procedure like I've seen in the 737, where you push the thrust levers forward for the takeoff config check to make sure that the horn's working okay. So for the longest time I always did the same thing in the Airbuses here, pressing takeoff config as part of the safety checks to make sure that that was working. But then in the latest ToLiss update, they made it so that instead of all that going off, just nothing happens when takeoff config is pressed. I don't know if that's a bug or an actual feature. It seems way too deliberate for it to like not do anything. It seems like it's more of a systems update to be more realistic, but I mean the Phoenix A320 and Microsoft Flight Sim 2 still has the takeoff config check, so I don't know if that's not supposed to happen either or what's going on with that, but I don't know. Anyways, that is that. I don't think... Yeah, that doesn't do anything either. Oh well. Well, safety checks are done, so pop the APU on, get the fuel pumps on as well. Grab the weather here. Winds 290 at 6 knots, so pretty much a straight, flat-on headwind. Yeah, 270 degrees. Runway heading. Altimeter 1021. There we go. And flap open. Get the APU started. Squawk 2023 for good look. And I don't think the... Yeah, this doesn't have... Oh, there is an alt-off mode. It's on there. Alright, interesting. Okay, there we go. I just realized recently that in the A330, or at least the default A330 in X-Plane 12, that there's an additional switch where the above-below selector is, in place of it at least, that's the alt reporting on or off, so... But on this model of the transponder, it looks like it's all built into the rotary selector anyways. So, got the altimeter set there, and let's brief the departure. I'll pull up the departure charts here. Alright. So, here's the umlaut 1 Golf. Will be... Yeah, 1 Golf there from 27 left. So on departure, it'll be straight out intercepting the 297 inbound to Burnham NDB. Then right around the 356 outbound to Umlaut there, which is going to be the intersection between London 176 and I don't know what VOR that is, Delta Tango Yankee. Anyways, yes, so altitude restrictions will be 6,000 or below all the way throughout until Umlaut, which is at 6,000. But in the real world, they just climb straight out, so I'll assume disregarding altitude restrictions. I'll still plug in the top altitude 6,000 there. But yeah, I'll expect an open climb after departure, as per pretend ATC clearance. And no turns below 590 on departure there. Okay, so at 590, right around to intercept the 297 inbound. Alright. That's good. Oh, I see, okay. So that's just the Tango 418 to Woburn then. So Umlaut's still the end of the... That's interesting. Because I swear on the flight plan... Yeah, Umlaut's the transition we're taking the Tango 418 from to Welland. I don't know why the... I've never seen that, actually, I'm realizing. An airway that's not part of the arrival, or the departure, my apologies, built into the chart. I guess Tango 418 departure is required from Umlaut? Interesting. Anyways, we're crossing Woburn anyways, because we have the Tango 418 there. And while I have this up, that's right, I was going to look at those two VORs. So, yeah, Tango November Tango is the Trent VOR, and then Pole is... Yeah, that's Pole Hill. And those are the only two VORs. Very cool. I always find it interesting to kind of get a sense of where those... what those VORs are and where they are. Alright, IRS is aligned to clear out those warnings. I do have the charts disabled now. Okay, yes I do. Very good. Alright. So... with that all set up, yep, finish setting up the MCP here. Flight directors are on. Top altitude 6,000 is set. And it's going to be a nav departure. Very good. Alright, with the aircraft all loaded now, I can get the init page set up. So, init B, we've got 0 fuel weight, 56.3. That 0 fuel weight CG was 28.7%. Block fuel 5.8. Alright. And takeoff performance. Packs on departure. Alright, V1, we got 138, 138, and 141. Flaps 1, trim up 0.4, flat 72. 38, 138, 141. Alright, V1, 138, rotating at 138. V2 of 141. Flaps can be flaps 1, and it was up 0.4, right? Yes. Up 0.4 degrees. Or units, rather, not degrees, in Airbus. And flex temperature 72. I'll pull up the airport information here and see if I can find anything on an NADP departure. EGLL. Here we are, yes. So we got NADP... speech. NADP2 departure out of Heathrow here. It's going to be thrust reduction 1090 and accelerating at 1090. Engine out acceleration is going to be 1600. Alright. 1090. Oh, come on. 1090. There we go. And 1090. Oops, that one's on me. 1090, 1090, and 1600. I've noticed for some reason in X-Plane 12, I think it was introduced in one of the recent 12.06 betas, like Beta 3 or something, but for some reason, every manipulator, or click spot manipulator, seems to be just a little bit sluggish, to the point of if you swipe past it really fast while trying to speed type or whatever, and the mouse hasn't been hovering over it. Even if it's already turned to the cursor, it seems like it doesn't want to press immediately when you left-click on it. I don't know, it's weird. It just seems like speed typing has gotten a lot harder recently for keyboards like this, where I try to type and it seems like things are registering less than they used to. I don't know if it's just a case of massive skill issue or whatever, but I don't know, weird. Well, that's the takeoff performance done then. So, I think we're good to go. Gonna call for pushback here.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Push out facing east here.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright. Oh, right, I forgot to get the APU bleed on. So, APU is well available by now. APU bleed on, external power off. I'll dismiss the chocks and ground power as well. Cabin door is closed and locked. Flight plan up on the right box. And seatbelt sign is on. Good to roll.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Alright, there we go. Just muted my microphone for a second while I took a chug of water. Not sure what's up with the texture glitch there. Oh well.
So
I love this airport though, the level of detail is pretty awesome.
Parking brake.
Alright, parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Starting number 2. I'll have a listen from the behind the wing here. That's where the spool growl is the best on startup. Fuel. EGT is rising. And 1. Oil pressure. Good start on number 2. Starting number 1. I'll have a look at the engine itself for this one.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Fuel. HT is rising. And 1. Oh yeah. Vince! Hello! Alright, now I'll get that parking brake. I couldn't resist the beautiful view of the engines.
Stand by.
Good start number 1. What happened to my frame rate? Good God. Okay, better now. Barely? Whoa! Okay. Yikes. That is significantly less than enjoyable. Hi, Oliver! I can kind of see Twitch chat. I just barely saw it in the chat box when I was looking by earlier. Sorry, I was trying to stay quiet for the engine start though a little bit, but yes, this Heathrow is pretty awesome. Just get that tug disconnected there. What is going on with my frame rate? There's something off in this direction that it does not like at all. That's the problem with this Heathrow scenery. I love it so much because it's beautiful, but it just crushes my performance. It's usually better than this, though. I wonder if it's just extra painful because I'm streaming or something, but... Ouchie.
ToLiss disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
I'll hit the APU bleed off, APU off, start switch to norm, reset the rudder trim. Ooh, I also should have definitely turned pat flow to norm earlier. Whoops. With, what's the cutoff in the A319? I think it's like 100 passengers or something. I'll have to look it up again, though. I don't have it memorized well. Alright, flaps 1 for departure. Flight control check. Back. Forward. Left. Right. Left rudder. Right rudder. Flight control's free and correct. Grab that 0.4 degrees up trim. There we go. Alright. I forgot to have a look at the bypass pin on the tug. Ah well. It's a simulator, we know it's working. Alright, so for the taxi out here, we're still departing 27 left. That's going to be a pretty long taxi. Let's see. So we're here on Yankee. We're going to take Yankee out, let's say, to Alpha. Ooh. I should have had a look at this beforehand, actually. Let me have a look at Flight Radar to see which they're using for outbound traffic. There's 2 parallel taxiways there. Oh, and of course it's midnight in Heathrow, so everything's dead anyways. I'll take, Alpha. I think they use the outer taxiway for outbound. Alright. Nose light on, and release the parking brake. Let's roll. Yeah, the interior detailing on that terminal is so awesome. There's the 2 T5 satellites. Alright, we'll take this right here at Alpha. Ooh. Overshot that turn a bit. I've been flying the 321 a ton, so I'm not used to the stubby little 319 as much as I should be. Alright, there's Bravo. We'll pass Bravo and take Alpha to the left and all the way down. Get a little bit more power in now that we're out of the apron. Take maybe a 30-knot high-speed taxi. Again, as I mentioned, since I don't have traffic global to worry about, I guess I can get a bit more speed in on this. We got 2.5 miles to taxi. Alright, takeoff checklist. Auto brakes max, speed brakes armed. Takeoff config, normal. I'll get predictive wind shear on when we get to the runway. There's the cargo terminals off to the right. Yeah, I really hope I can get traffic global sorted out. Maybe the latest update will perform better. I'll see if I can get that set up, because it's just, it adds so much more immersion to everything to see it all filled with the real aircraft. But now I'm stuck with just an empty world while I do my best to not crash. Alright, so, up ahead here, there's Terminal 2. No, that's Terminal 2. That's Pier 6 on Terminal 3. Very nice. Slow down a little bit here. So it looks like Alpha doesn't connect all the way to the end of 27 left, but we'll still take Alpha short here. Yeah, what's this? We got November 4 Whiskey. Ah, there it is. So yeah, coming up soon here will be our right then. Give the cabin crew a ding. And ready to roll. Some construction set up in that section of the ramp there. I'm not sure what the progress on that is in real life at the moment, but still pretty neat to see. There's the Concorde straight ahead. Wow, my frame rate is suffering considerably. Oh, below 10. Love to see it. That's so cool. There's November 3, so we are not the next right, but the one after. Pull up the departure chart to prepare. Good heavens! It should behave itself performance-wise once we get departed out of here. It's just close to the ground for some reason that it panics a little bit. Alright, this is us. Clear left and clear right, even though I know that we don't have anything anyways because I don't get to enjoy traffic global. Alright, strobes on, turn-offs, landing lights. Whoa, I did not mean to give that much power to the engines. Come on, landing lights, nose lights to take off, wing lights on. Oh, I forgot to turn on the beacon light. That was a bit idiotic. And transponder on. Here's where I wanted to get the weather radar on, but it's lagging so much I don't trust myself looking away from where I'm going. Oh dear. That was less than graceful. I'm just gonna stop it there real quick to... Oh, there we go. Weather radar on and predictive wind shear. Start the clock, now we can go. 50%. Stable. Man flight 72, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Airspeed is alive. Listen to those engines. 100 knots. Takeoff power set. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Oh yeah. There's 1,000. Thrust climb, climb, nav. It was such a derated takeoff, you couldn't even hear the change in thrust from flats to climb. There's the S-speed, slats clean. And we're on our way. Zoom in a little bit more, can barely see what's going on the departure there. Alright, Burnham straight ahead. There's 250 knots. And there's that 6,000 altitude constraint. I'll do an open climb to 140 for now. (6,000 feet), there's the transition altitude. Pop the altimeters to standard. Get the autopilot in now. After takeoff, gear up, no lights, nose lights off. Speed brakes disarmed, weather radar on. There's London behind us. Oh my god, I left my charts open. I'm so sorry. Oh wow, that's embarrassing. Professional streamer right here. I must not have hit the control when I have a keybind set up control star to hide and remove my to show and hide the charts, and I thought I pressed it, but I evidently did not get the keybind right. So I just obscured the takeoff in the best part of the whole flight. How embarrassing. There's 10,000, the landing lights off. Wing lights, seatbelts. Let's climb 270 for now. Zoom out there. So what I have learned from this is that I definitely need to have my Streamlabs open on the right side at all times, pretty much, to make sure that I don't have anything goofy going on when I'm not paying attention. That's lovely. Of course, it couldn't be a Pop-Tart stream without something going inexplicably wrong. Alright, I'm gonna take another chug of water here, I'm gonna mute for a second. Hopefully this one doesn't kind of blow up like my last stream did. I was like, oh, it'll just be a fun little, you know, low-stakes stream to, you know, just have a little bit of fun and not have to worry at all. We only got, like, you know, 50 subscribers or whatever. It's gonna be just happy chill times. And then it got 1,000 views after I made a fool of myself with my broken microphone for an hour at the start of the stream. So, oh dear. Not too long until top of descent there. Just 180 miles out. And that top of climb marker is with that 270 step climb too, not the full cruise. Optimum 364, yeah, we're good. So yeah, now that we're past Umlaut there, I'll plug in that 360 managed climb. Yeah, so that's only to be like 100 miles at cruise. You know what? I'm gonna bump that down a bit more. In the real flight, they only cruised at 340. 360 is just what SimBrief gave me, so... yeah, 340 should still be plenty for, that there. Very good. Awesome. Not much more to do. I can, high constraints here, we have no further constraints to worry about. Very nice. Well, let's see. There to talk about. Ooh, what's that down there? It's like an old airbase. Interesting. Let me see if I can find that on Navigraph real quick, actually, just out of curiosity. That is right south of Woburn. Oops. Echo Golf Tango Charlie, Cranfield. Yeah, that definitely matches the... yeah, that's it. Cranfield. Interesting. Let's see, top of descent's about... what we got here? Pull up the progress report. Come on, that's what I mean with the sticky buttons there. I hit the progress key like 4 times and it wasn't registering. There we go. Top of descent, 145 miles, 940 UTC. It's about 20 minutes until top of descent. Voice is kind of shot. I did a ton of recording yesterday and this morning for the main Aeroteam channel, and I am feeling it. mute for a second for even more water here. There we go. Yeah, so I've got about the next month free here or so until I become quite busy again with college, so I'm hoping to grind a few more tutorials or otherwise content for the main Aeroteam channel until then, just to have stuff stockpiled through the first term or so to pepper through, see what I can do to help out with that. Last year I was not prepared at all. Had a very small amount of content available. I've got some ideas. Not saying too much, of course, because Aeroteam is state secrets, but all will be revealed in due time. What else? Hopefully I'll get some more streams in here on the gaming channel. I evidently need quite a bit more practice when it comes to streaming too, so there's some pretty neat regional aircraft I could take for a spin. I just got the ATR series last month. I have yet to fly it though, but I've been researching it recently and getting notes all set up for procedures and everything, so should be quite a fun one. I don't know if I'll be proficient in it enough to stream by this summer, but see how it goes. The Phoenix A320 version 2 Block 2 releases next month with the long-awaited IAE engines. That's going to be awesome with United operations. And British Airways, of course, too, as we're flying here. So, yeah, Block 1 released last week or a couple weeks ago. I haven't gotten a chance to update and fly that yet, though, but looking forward to it. I loved flying the Phoenix last summer, but the whole flare law and fly-by-wire and everything was just... I really did not like it at all. Everyone was like, oh, the fly-by-wire is so advanced, but it was so floppy, and the flare just floated forever. I thought I was crazy until I saw some real A320 pilots flying it and being like, yeah, this is not how the fly-by-wire is supposed to work, as it's like not holding the pitch at all correctly and wiggling all over the place. So, Block 1 of version 2 allegedly addressed all of that, and I'm really looking forward to trying that out and seeing how I can perform on landing now. That should be interesting. But, yeah. What else? I am considering I would like to fly the A340 as a wide-body aircraft at some point, but of course, you know, live streaming the typically 8-hour plus flights that they do is not something that's possible for me, and I really don't want to do an AFK flight because that just seems quite boring and unentertaining. So there are a few shorter ones, well, quote-unquote shorter. I could do, I was pondering earlier a Johannesburg to Cape Town South African A340-600 hub. That'd be pretty fun, but I think it's about 2.5 hours, so it'd still be a significant challenge for me. So I'd have to figure out how to fill that time, but better than 10, that's for sure. If my computer could handle it, I could at some point even try doing like a flying and Minecraft stream, combine the best of both our channels, or just combine our channels, I suppose, because I have some smaller projects I've been working on for the Aeroteam that I could try doing like a public build along on. Might be kind of interesting to do, but I don't know. Have to see. coming up on cruise here. Yeah, so recently I've been I've quite taken over the Minecraft channel on our Discord server, just spamming a bunch of business jets that I've been building, so that is something I could try doing, like a small Learjet or something, to just for an hour or so to fill in a cruise on a longer flight, the live stream. We'll have to see how my computer handles running all three simultaneously, because I fly and build all the time, but I don't know how that'd handle with streaming on top of that. But it would be an interesting experiment for sure. There's 340. There we go. Alright, 99 miles till top of descent. Awesome. This is Manchester below us? I believe it is. I think I saw it on the, no, not even close. Nottingham. Yeah, Manchester's way off that way. That's where I was seeing it on the, the alternate on the ND there. So somewhere down there is East Midlands Airport. Might be obscured by the beautiful new 12.06 clouds. Waffle on about for hello, Levi. Yes, A319. Minutes of time to fill, and I am drawing a blank. I am truly not cut out for the job of commentary. Hence, I suppose, why it might be good to try to force in some more practice, but see how it goes. See, so that's right, I still have to try doing a redo of that Microsoft Flight Sim stream that crashed last month. That was so unfortunate. That was like the it was the second flight in a row in Microsoft Flight Sim that crashed. And then I tried to do a bunch of driver updates to try to fix it, and then I did another flight in the CRJ. I was so looking forward to that one, CRJ 900 from Ljubljana to Munich, Lufthansa. I was like, yeah, let's see if it works. And I took off and it crashed 2 minutes later. So that was very annoying. But I ran a bunch more stuff since then, even more driver updates, cleared my rolling terrain cache, tried everything I could. I also stopped using AIG traffic because I was wondering if that was causing conflicts, which it likely might be, because I've now done, like I did 3 or 4 flights in Microsoft Flight Sim 2, where it has run perfectly fine without crashing, including a 787 long haul for 10 hours. which is also, I have to say, after Avionics Update 2, that 787 is awesome. It was, I was looking at it for the longest time, but I couldn't justify spending $80 on just one airliner, and then it went on sale, so Premium Deluxe was like $50. So I just had to do it. I got the 787. It is so much fun, especially with the Kuro 787-8 mod. That was just lovely to fly. Flew like a dream. The systems are so awesome. So, yeah, I'm really hoping Microsoft Flight Sim behaves more. It was so abysmally annoying to have both of my simulators misbehave at the same time. So I'm hoping that's behind me now, but I really don't want to jinx it. Like, I've spent all year being so busy and barely being able to squeeze in a flight here and there, and then finally had some free time to work with, and I just not a single flight would. Like, got a Lufthansa A300. I was like, oh yeah, I get to fly the A300 again. This is so cool. And then I lined up on the runway. I didn't even get to set takeoff power before it froze. That was with X-Plane when it was having issues with freezing. And, yeah, so the thing about that flight, too, that was so annoying was most of the time before that, X-Plane had actually responded again after freezing. I had a United 757 that froze over the Atlantic for a solid hour, and then it just randomly responded again, and just went perfectly fine from there. And then, like, a couple flights later, it was in the Lufthansa A340? No, A350. Heading out of Denver, and like 20 minutes after departure it freezes. That one froze for a solid 7 hours. It finally responded again at like 11 o'clock at night. Because I just left it for an overnight flight. And, yeah, but then that A300 was just lost forever. So, hopefully what I've done since then with like Traffic Global and everything has identified that issue. It's really weird. Nothing else on my computer ever does this. I've done many performance-intensive things like that's like I did a bunch in. I did those 2 live streams on the gaming channel here too on Spider-Man Remastered and Jedi Survivor. Those went perfectly fine, and all the other gaming goes perfectly fine. It was just my 2 simulators that were severely misbehaving. But, yeah, Pop-Tart's depressed speech. That is so true. So I'm really hoping it behaves itself, which is what I have said several times now, but oh dear. Close to the top of the descent now, I can fill in the weather for the descent. So, let's have a look at that. Oh, here's Manchester below us now. Can't see anything through the darkness of the clouds, though. There's those beautiful hills, though, to the east of Manchester. The airport should be right there. Very nice. Alright, now have a look at that weather. So, pull up the header here. We got winds 240 at 6 knots. Straight on headwind. Nice and gentle. Temperature, temperature 14. QNH 1016. Oh, come on. Ah! There we go. These stupid keyboards with those laggy manipulators. Again, I don't know what's going on. I would have thought, if it was a bug, that it would have gotten fixed. It's been like several beta updates now, but maybe it is just me, or maybe it's a glitch with the aircraft or something. I don't know. That's weird. It's, yeah, let's see what we got here. 40 miles to the top of descent now. Also in the realm of X-Plane news, I remember I saw recently, at least, that apparently the flight factor 777 is very close to somewhat arriving, maybe by the end of the year. That would be really exciting. It is such a cool aircraft. I cannot wait to fly it. I've been waiting for years, ever since it was announced like 2 or 3 years ago. So, yeah, I can't remember when was that. I think that was like 2020, because it was announced alongside the 787. So, no, the 787 might have been announced afterwards, so it might have been even longer. But the V2 has been in the works. Exciting nonetheless. I believe it's just the 200 initially on the release, but still. It'll be so much fun with that. American, Air France, retired Delta 777-200s. British Airways too, out of Heathrow there. Out of the laggiest airport I own. I will do it all the same because I love Heathrow so much. Out. Let me have a look at the arrival here. So, pull up the charts here real quick, and this time I will remember to properly close them out afterwards. After my silly maneuvers earlier. So, input's going to be 260 there, then 200 at in-rev. If I remember correctly, it's been a couple years since I flew this arrival, but that is a really steep segment, if I remember correctly, and it overspeeds like crazy. Or not really. Combination of overspeed and deviating from the track, so I'm probably gonna have to make sure to pop speed brakes on that. That's 200 at Esto, then flight level 70 at Tartan, 230 knots. All right. Oh dear, excuse me. Sorry. Well, like I said, my voice is dying. Ooh, alert box went off. Oh, thank you for the follow. Is very much appreciated. Alright, I'll dial in that 260 alt restriction here first. I'll take it down to 200. Very good. Pull the landing performance calculator to try to remember that later. I always forget to do landing performance since it was introduced not terribly recently, but maybe like within the last year on the ToLiss. But yeah. 10 miles out, I'll start the descent at about 2.5. Let's see. Levi was asking how far I'm in. Do you mean like in the flight? I'm just outside of, on the... I don't have SimToolkit Pro set up on my stream overlay here, but... Oh, and of course now the charts are misbehaving too. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, on the flight path here, we are just outside of air gap, so about halfway between, and starting the descent here. Yay! I remembered to disable the charts overlay. Small wins in life. I'll go ahead and start the descent now. Give that a push. We have a look at flight radar again, make sure that they're still landing in west traffic. Oh, well, of course they are. I'm stupid. I looked up the winds earlier, didn't I? And it was a straight-on headwind. Oh, well. I believe that's the preferred approach, too, anyways. I'll have to have a look at the briefing again, but... There are a couple of Ryanair flights getting into Edinburgh right now, including one from Bordeaux. It is exactly midnight in Edinburgh right now. That's got to be a painful drive back for those people. Alright. Full of constraints again. On the ND. Some clouds beneath us here, so I'll have to watch the anti-icing. Minus 20 right now, but it looks like the clouds are still maybe 10,000 below us. Keep an eye out though. Alright, we're on that landing performance I was mentioning earlier. Runway 24. Weather's all filled out. This is landing weight. We'll do flaps full, packs on, reverse on. Let's start with brakes low. It's not a terribly long runway there. Let's see what we have to work with. Oh yeah, 8,000 feet. That's still plenty for an A319. And we can't stop anyways because right here we don't even have any exits earlier than Bravo anyways, so we just have to coast it all the way down to Bravo and then take Alpha back. It'll just be a bit of a trek. So yeah, auto brakes low should do it. And that'll still be only halfway down the runway too anyways by the looks of it. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I'm burping over here into the microphone. That's the unfortunate part about live streams. I can't cut those out like I do with recorded videos. How annoying. Alright. Predicted landing distance, 1759 meters. That might take us past Bravo, but I can manually brake until then. Regardless, the point is, we're good on low auto brakes there. I'll have a look as well at what, let's see if I can at least, at where they parked in Edinburgh here. Sometimes it doesn't have the best reception on the ground and flight radar cuts out, but aha! This one did track it all the way in. Very cool. So, it looks like we'll be parking here at on the north side of the terminal here. I immediately forgot where it was. Flight radar doesn't have the gate positions on here. But anyways, it's right about halfway there, so stand 9, that'll do it. Alright, so after landing here, we'll try to aim for Bravo, otherwise it's going to be down at Alpha 1 here. Then it'll be Alpha into the ramp, we'll enter at Echo, and it'll be left Foxtrot into stand 9 Terminal 1. Yeah, I think it's that section that flight radar has pretty poor reception in. Whenever anything goes past Golf there, they just disappear from tracking, and it's always a randomization of when I'm parking there, I'll just go like, oh, I guess I'll just park wherever there isn't a plane already. But it looks like it still has good reception through that section of Terminal 1 at least. Alright. And let's see, for the departure here. Oh right, I was going to have a look at that to make sure that I was still on profile, but yeah, it looks like it's still holding fine, so maybe it's past in rev that, oh yeah, it might be past in rev trying to get down to both the deceleration down to 230 knots and getting down to flight level 70 and only, what's that, about 30 miles or so. So that might be what I'm remembering, or maybe not. Regardless, I'll have a look at the profile to see how it's doing. It's not into the clouds quite yet. Minus 10 degrees now. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. Yes, have a look at the approach. That's right. So, the ILS here. NDB ILS DME 124. Platform altitude's going to be 3,000 feet. We have ILS Cat 1 Barrowman's 300 feet, 200 elevation, or 200 radio. Transition altitude 6,000 still. This approach is going to be straight ahead 3,000. No further procedures. No holding or anything to worry about there. Alright. Get that out of the way. Yay, I'm remembering to clear out the charts after I gobble them up. Hopefully I can continue to do so. Funny how the trauma of failure reminds one to perform better with that. Oh dear. Minus 6 degrees now, heating up pretty fast as we're getting down. Might still need engine anti-ice coming through this, but wing anti-ice might not be required if we get above 0. Although we are coming into the clouds now, actually. Yeah, I'll punch them on, all 3. There we go. God, look at these clouds. They're just so fluffy in the new 12.06 betas. Look at that. Very nice. I remember back in like 2018 watching a video on, somebody had a video in the Flight Factor A320 going through the clouds in Enviro for X-Plane 11, and just seeing all the haze accumulate and the clouds actually engulf the aircraft. That was so awesome, but I never wanted to spend, like, what was it, $80 I think for Enviro to just get rid of the billboard clouds in 11, and even then, you know, $80 for something that absolutely tanks the performance, because, I mean, it's an amazing piece of technology, but it really had a performance impact, and that part did not appeal to me, so I figured, why bother? So I just left it as it is. And then, enhanced cloudscapes or enhanced skyscapes rather, by Biological Nanobot. Oh, there's 20,000, I'd better dial in 7,000. Yeah, enhanced cloudscapes kept me through the tides for about the year before X-Plane 12 released, which was very nice, but still isn't anywhere near this. I don't believe it had Cirrus Cloud implementation at all, and the ground fog was a bit less volumetric. But it was still so much fun, and I seriously respect the amount of work that was put into that. There's the decel down to 230 knots already. What was InRev at? Oh, interesting. That's kind of cool. So even though we've only have the we have a max, we have a 250 knot restriction at Esto there, but it's max 250 knots. So 250 or below. And then Tartan there is requiring 230 knots at, but it's decelerating all the way down to 230 knots now there because it knows that this is such a steep section there. I love Airbus VNav. Alright, once we pass InRev there, it's going to be just a lawn dart nosedive all the way down to get to 7.0. Might have to pop speed brakes. It's not too steep for now. Airspeed's still building though. Yeah, I'll track speed brakes. Speed brakes. Speed brakes. About a quarter maybe. There we go. Yeah, there's through the clouds. How's attempts doing? Still -3, yeah. So, wing lights definitely required. Wing lights? Wing anti-ice, oh my god. Oh. Not you. You. There we go. Look at that cloud. Wow. This is so much better than the initial 12.0 betas back in last September. Well, the clouds were all noisy and odd looking. It was still significantly better than the billboard clouds of 11, but this is just another level. This is on par with Microsoft Flight Sim. And even better, I'd wager, too, because Microsoft Flight Sim can sometimes just look pretty puffy. Yeah, there it is. It's not able to maintain the descent profile with the speed restriction there on the VNav envelope. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. We're already 500 above. I'm just going to pop speed brakes full. Yeah, 230 knots at 17,000 to maintain that descent there. This is a weird arrival to Edinburgh here. I wonder what traffic that's for intersecting with. If they're trying to get things down that steeply. I wonder if that intersects with like either Glasgow or Newcastle or something. Approach paths for those. I don't know. Look at those hills though. Orbx, TrueEarth, Great Britain, North Scenery though. What's my performance doing? Oh yeah, now I'm up into the high 20s, low 30s, now that I'm out of London. I even did a, I ran a texture compression on my Great Britain South Scenery as well. To try to free up some VRAM down there in London, but it doesn't really seem like I need it up in Central and North. I wonder if London City is just so highly detailed that that's what's crushing the performance there. It could be. It's actually, yeah, come to think of it, ooh, speed brake warning. There we go, I'll stow that. Back on profile now. I might need to correct it again, but it looks like full was a bit much for what was required there. But yeah, I remember, actually come to think of it, even before I got the Origami scenery for Heathrow last year, it would still be pretty laggy coming in through there, even on my new computer, through London. So it's probably the city itself that's the crunch point of performance. Wouldn't be surprised. Very detailed scenery, but yeah, I still need a bit of speed brake there. I'll put about half out, maybe. Oh, right, when I was briefing the approach there, earlier, I pulled up the 300-foot minimums, but forgot to enter them into the computer here. Since I figured I'd get to it afterwards, but then was continuing along so much that I just forgot to. There we go, 300-foot barrow minimums. Very good. Out of the clouds now. 7 degrees. Well heated up. Put the wing anti-ice on and... might leave the engine anti-ice on, still plunging through this last layer. Let's see, the only cloud report in the meta is scattered at 18. That's still about 10,000 below us. I'll give the engines a break there. Whoa, yeah, that's way off profile now. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about VNAV from here out. I'm going to do an open descent, no speed brakes, and then we'll vector ourselves around. So, yeah, approaching Tartan there, we'll want to start vectoring out into the approach path. How's this going to work? Let's see. So, it looks like in real life they just did a straight out to the bay at about a 10-degree track. Pull up some Toolkit Pro here to get a better idea of where that's going. Go manage speed. Alright, yeah, I'll just go 10 degrees out from here. Very good. Oh, below 10,000 there. Landing lights on, wing lights, seat belts. There we go. I just love Orbx's scenery, especially through Scotland here. These hills are just awesome. Look at that. Beauty. I need to do some more flights up through the north of Scotland. I'm not sure if there's anything that really flies through there, but it'd be... I wonder if, like, Aberdeen or Inverness takes a private jet, because I think all of the Logan Air connections up through there are, like, the Saab 340 that I don't... well, that isn't quite available for that's plane in a modern standard, at least. Which reminds me, I'm really looking forward to the leading-edge Saab 340 V2. I'm hoping it still comes out. It's been a while of silence, but the Saab's such an awesome aircraft. It would be nice to be able to learn how to fly it. Alright, I'll take it down to the platform altitude of 3,000 there. Very good. Yeah, speed brake stowed. Again, transition altitude was 6,000. Yes, it was. Okay. There's Edinburgh off to our left. Maybe? Ooh. There's the bay, so it's obscured by clouds. There it is. There's the city. So we might get a good view of the Edinburgh Castle and the Firth of Forth Bridge overhead while passing by. Because yeah, we'll be heading straight on from the through the bay, so the bridge will be just to the right. Damn, these clouds. Trying to say these hills are awesome, but I said these clouds are awesome. I mean, they are awesome, but so are the hills. Oh dear, speech. Still a wee bit fried. Well, that's not fair to say because I always am, but I guess especially so these days. I added like, what, maybe 2 to 3 hours of footage in the last couple of days for that Aeroteam video I was mentioning on the main channel. Let's see. Well, it was at least 4 to 5 hours of recording. But I'm not recording the whole time. That was... only an hour 28 of added footage, so... I wasn't recording the whole time, but... ah well. Alright. Let's take it down to 210 here. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to make this tight swing around that they did in the real world here. I'm just going to give myself another quick pop out here to maybe 30 degrees. Loop around the bay a bit more. Now I can get the slats out. Zoom that in there. So yeah, 131 knots. Very slow in the A319. Alright, so at about 7.5 miles, it looks like, probably right around there, I'll swing around to take a, what's a 30-degree intercept for this? The approach course is 240 degrees even, so I'll do a left 270 to intercept. Pull up the landing scales here, we're up 12 DME right now. Oh, below 6,000 there. What was our altimeter? 1016. Oh, there we go. 1016. Ah, come on. 1016. Set auto brake slow. And I'll take it down to 180 knots now. Can't tell if that's actually popping above the glide slope or if that's a false glide slope at an angle. Because yeah, we're only about just in line with the 3,000 there, and we're still 1,000 above. I don't know. Try Got some speed brakes to get below VFE next there. Come on. Decelerate. You know you want to. Or maybe you don't. Alright, I'll swing around 270 now. There we go. 10 below VFE next, flaps 2. Are my strobes not on, or are they just obscured from this angle? They're just obscured from that angle, okay. Very good. Had me worried for a second there. Professional pilot at work. Ooh, 270 might be a bit too harsh from that. How close we are there. I'll take 290 for now and then. Intercept in. I thought I was closer to that intercept angle for some reason, but I got myself decently far amount out. OMG, it is Jay. Hello. How's it going? Alright, there's 3,000 platform altitude. Yeah, I'll take that 270 intercept now, and arm approach. Yeah, I had a little bit of wiggle room to work with there. I was worried how tight that would be, but looks like that little extra lobe I added out on the bay is quite sufficient. See if I can see it. Yep, there's the bridges. Very cool. On a better view when we get down closer. Lodestar. About 14 miles out there, so... Oh, 3,000 still the platform altitude, the final approach fix there. That's only 9 DME. Yeah, we're still good. It's a 319, it's not very slippery. I'd be a bit more worried in a 321. Probably decelerate before that, but should be all good here. Yeah, landing a 321 in Los Angeles can be kind of interesting sometimes because the glide slope extends like all the way up to 10,000 feet, so you're just locked on it. And they're in west traffic, at least that is. So I've landed in there a couple times where it's like, oh, well, here I am. I'm at 250 knots. Got gear down, flaps 2 or flaps 1 or whatever, and I cannot decelerate. I'm stuck on the glide slope. This is so cool. So it can get hairy sometimes, but we're all good here. There's a better view of the city. Hello, beautiful. There's a ship model in the port there. That's interesting. 4th ports. There's the castle. Beautiful. How we doing? There's 9 DME. And there's the glide slope. 160 knots. Gear down. Oh, I can do a flyby. Let's go flaps 3.
$2,500.
It's kind of a cool inlet for the port there. Very nice. I shouldn't have said anything about that nice view of the bridge though there. It's all obscured by clouds. The clouds here, speaking of which. Yeah, 14 degrees, no anti-ice needed. Alright, let's go. Approach is active. Go manage speed. And roll it all the way back. Flaps 4. There it is. Finally. That's pretty nice. What is that? Huh. It's an odd structure. Have to have a look at that on Google Maps later or something. Weird. Saw it out of the corner of my eye and thought, oh, is it like a VOR station or something? But it's the size of 2 city blocks. Alright. Speed brakes. And ding the cabin crew. Gear down 3 green, flap set for landing, full speed brakes, armed auto brake, set, low missed approach altitude 3000, set, altimeter set, light set, cleared to land. Pull the controls at 1000 here. And do my best not to embarrass myself on landing
1000.
again. Nice and steady. I have such an annoying tendency to like dip below glide slope, then overcorrect and overshoot it. And just whittle all out of control all over the place. Try to concentrate here.
500.
Looking good so far. Straight on the aiming point.
400.
Right on the ILS, 2 greens, 2 greens, 2 reds, 2 whites. Oh, my speech is colorblind.
$300.
I shall let it a
100
little bit
above.
more. Still a bit to the right.
200.
I think I can still get it there.
Minimum
Continue.
100.
That's weird. I'm perfectly on the ILS, but I've got 3 reds on the PABI. Must be misaligned. The
50,
scenery.
40, 30, 20.
Whoa!
Retard 10, 5.
Oh! Leg spike hit right as I was starting to flare. That almost just cost me the landing. Alright. 80 knots, reverse is stowed. Manual braking. I think we can make Bravo here. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Or maybe not. Oh, that's annoying. I didn't brake hard enough. Oh. Hope there's no one behind us. Good thing I have traffic global disabled. Always seems to take forever to vacate when you miss a taxiway like that at 30 knots. I have to trundle all the way down to the end here. Come on, get a little bit more power in. Whoops. Definitely would have made some people mad if I was in Atlanta. Locking up 8 aircraft behind me. There we go. Now I've got even longer to taxi back. This one's only a mile though on this end. And here we go. Get some more power in. I'll take that one at maybe 25 knots or so. Alright, let's see. Flaps up, retract the spoilers. Strobes, landing lights off. Wing light off. Stop the clock. We'll clean up the MCP here. There we go. 1 hour flight time even. Just a little bit longer than the 50 minutes predicted. Hang on, I have the Orbx scenery here, don't I? Did I goof up? These are the default X-plane ground textures. That's a default tower. I don't have Edinburgh properly installed. That is really annoying. Oops. Guess I'm gonna have to update the description afterwards. Huh. Yeah, this isn't the Orbx scenery. Man, I swear I went through all of my airports, every single one of them when I reinstalled them in X-Plane 12 properly. I don't know what I did. Well, at least this isn't one of the more terrible gateway sceneries, but it's still not as good as the Orbx one. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know what I did. Did I mess up the scenery order? Did I put it up beneath the TrueEarth or something? That is weird. Alright. Here's coming up on the echo entry to the ramp. I will get the APU started. Slow down a little bit here, crunch on the brakes. Take 10 knots in the ramp. Like I said, couldn't be a Pop-Tart stream without something going wrong. And in this time I wasn't lucky enough to get away with it just being obscuring the entire takeoff. Alright, again we're looking for stand 9, there's flap open, I'll give the APU a start. That's so annoying. Edinburgh scenery is really nice, I love flying through here when I get the chance, but it's been a while, and I don't think I've flown in here since I got X-Plane 12 installed, so yeah, I probably just incorrectly installed it and never got a chance to verify. Here we go. Keep the nose light off. It also means I get no ground marshalers here since it's a default airport. Just have to stick my head out the window here and wing it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. That was a bit too fast, but oh well. Parking brake set. APU's available. Engines off. Transponder off as well. Oh dear, I should have turned off the weather radar as well. I always forget that after landing. Turning off the weather radar. Oh. Oops. Seatbelt signs off. Sorry, ground crew, for dousing you with uncomfortable amounts of significant radiation. The ADIR's off. Fuel pumps off. There we go. Let's see, engines are shut down. Beacon off, APU bleed on. I swear, there's something weird up with the ToLiss engine model. There's always been. They grind to a stop immediately. Like, at least there's still a little bit of windmilling there, but it doesn't seem like engines should spool down that instantly. No other aircraft I have does that. The 737 takes ages to spool down. Weird. Clear out those warnings. Yeah, we can use some brake fans. Transponder off. Reset the rudder trim. And cabin door unlocked. There we go. Well, let's see. I'm gonna try doing a replay here to see if I can get lucky with the replay working. Sometimes X-Plane 12 does not like replays, and you try to rewind and it just crashes. So we'll see how it goes here. I'm interested to know how that flare went, because, yeah, I mistimed it because that lag spike right before threw me off. So I can't tell if I slammed or floated. Let's have a look here from the terminal view. Whoa! There we go. And yeah, so it's not the Orbx scenery then that the pappies are misaligned, and it's the gateway scenery. So the ILS and the pappies aren't aligned correctly somehow, I guess. Because I was perfectly on the glide slope, it was getting 3 reds. Here we go. Here's that flare. Whoop, and the nose dropped a bit, and then it... Yeah, so it slammed a little bit. SimToolKit Pro says I only did 150 feet per minute, so that's actually pretty good. I'll take that. That was just very odd there, how I dropped the nose and it bumped down a bit more than was intended. I didn't hold off correctly, so that must have been the flare law transitioning to direct where the fly-by-wire transitioned there. Interesting. And there's where I didn't stomp on it enough for Bravo. Let's see if I can get a wing view of that. Whoa! Thank you, XPRealistic. There we go. Get a wing view of this arrival. The city beside us here. This is just such a gorgeous approach. Ew, golf. Love the hills through here. So picturesque. Especially from approach like this. This must be where I popped the autopilot and started rolling around like a fish. But I did pretty alright. I've done significantly worse. I'm okay with this one. Classic floating X-plane highways. Here's the airport. Here we go. A little firm, but made it. Yeah, I knew something was off with that tower there. Yeah, that's just the new default X-plane tower. The Edinburgh Tower is so nice how it all comes together with that swirling, not sure what you'd even call that shape, the curved cone. Whatever it is, it's nice. And there's where I couldn't make the turn off. Well, I think that's about it for replays there. So, that's it from me then, I suppose. Thank you all so much for joining along, and I still don't quite know what to say in outros like these. Have a good one. See you next time.